Welcome to a new era here on my channel. I've spent quite a number of weeks going through my analytics, comments that you guys leave me, and my own personal feelings about my direction. And I'm super excited to share with you a lot of things that will be coming your way here in 2024. Let's go ahead and dive in. So through kind of combing through things, I've really noticed that I have so much more educational value to bring to you than just like a hodgepodge of vendor event vlogs and making this vlog, right? I want my channel to be like a centralized hub where you can find educational content that will help you grow, brand, and market your own handmade business. Over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of really great things roll out. And that doesn't just mean new types of videos. Just as a quick side note, LV is going strong, and that has its own really exciting announcements coming up as well. So nothing is going to change with LV, my handmade business. Well, things are going to change, but they're going to change for the better. And I'm really excited to bring you along on that journey with me, but we're not just stopping there. For now, we're just going to be sticking with YouTube, but again, over the next couple of weeks, more things will begin to roll out, like a brand new blog, bringing to you a very educational based blog that will help you grow, and I'm really excited about it. What I will say before diving into the regularly scheduled program for today's video is Pink Envelope Brands and Marketing is upon us, and I can't wait to be your strategic partner in growing, planning, marketing, and branding your handmade business. One that by the time we're done, customers will absolutely obsess over. So let's dive into our regularly scheduled content for today. All right, how do you guys think that intro went? You know, I didn't really have to refilm it that many times, but I was very nervous to bring it up. You know, I've been kind of planning that for quite some time. And I don't know, I am really excited, but I'm also very nervous about it. So if you have some kind words to share, I would love to hear them down in the comments below. This community means the world to me, and just having the ability to go back and forth and, you know, chat with you guys week after week is really, really something that I'm leaning into this year. Now, this video is a long time coming, but I'm finally ready to share it with you. And that is my spreadsheets for inventory and raw ingredient management. This is especially great for any retail-based business where you have like a full like manufacturing or production and inventory to control, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking you take care of and manage raw ingredients, cost per ounces, tracking inventory, figuring out the pricing, the retail and the wholesale pricing of your products. If that's something that you control, or any parts of those are things that you control, then this is exactly where you should be. Now, I'm going to take you on like a screen share walkthrough of everything in just a moment. But before I take you through that walkthrough, here are some quick notes that will help you get started. First of all, if you are already established, but you find you're running out of products and you don't realize it, or you're running out of ingredients, or someone says, hey, how much would you charge for a dozen bath bombs? And you're kind of like, let me call you about that later, then this is a really good video to pay attention to, because we're going to break all of that down. I'm going to show you how to track all of it, how to figure out all of those things. Again, if you're already established, the quickest way to input what you already have is going to be printing out or just downloading all of the order invoices that you have placed with suppliers. Go back as far as you want to. Honestly, if I had to restart, what I would do is go through my raw ingredient cabinet that I have here, or my storage, where I store all of my raw ingredients, and start with the products that you have in there already, because it doesn't really, unless you're reordering something, it doesn't make sense to inventory or track a raw ingredient that we're no longer plan to repurchase. Another quick note is about taxes. If you are ordering from suppliers and paying taxes, then I highly recommend you download a tax exempt form from that supplier and submit it to them. You will have to have proof that you are a legal business, so keep that in mind. Like an LLC, you have to have a tax ID number. for those forms. But basically what happens is once you turn that form in, you no longer have to pay taxes to the supplier you're ordering from, because that is proof that they need to say, okay, this person, I don't need to charge them taxes on raw ingredients because they are going to charge the customer tax on a finished product. So you would be paying double taxes, and we never want to pay double taxes. Anything we could do to get the cost down is exactly what we need to do. So definitely recommend moving forward, you submit those ASAP. And finally, once we get started, you'll see it is a little slow as you're getting used to the commands to use. This is all housed in Google Sheets. So it will take a minute to kind of get used to the different commands and the automatic calculations. But once you do it, a couple of times, it rolls pretty fast. Google Sheets also has a really nice predictive command function. So after a while, it will start guessing what you want the function to be based on what you've already done. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the screen share. Inventory spreadsheet template looks like. So at the bottom, we have different pages that you can go on to. Here we have fragrance oils, then different pages for the liquid and solid raw ingredients. I created a separate one for packaging and jars just to kind of help organize. And then once we get over here to these last 4 pages, this is where I have all of the like guidelines for pricing my items, and I will show you an example of that as well. Let's start over here on the fragrance oil spreadsheet and just kind of work our way from left to right, showing you examples and kind of how to like formulate the cost of everything. These are all real examples from my personal inventory, or my personal stash, I guess I should say. So let's go with this Bum fragrance oil. Is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. The last time I ordered this was October 1st, and the bottle size that I ordered was 8 ounces. Now, of course, so Wholesale Supplies Plus is a little bit different because there is no shipping if your order totals over $25, but they do have that $5.95 handling fee, or it's $5.95, I think. So what I do here is, obviously I don't add anything for shipping, but what I do is however many items I order, I just divide that handling fee into that amount of items. So for this one here, it is $22.95 plus $1.95. So when I did that math, it came out to $24.90. So when you get over to this cost per ounce, here's what you do. You're always going to start this column with an equal sign, because that's going to set up the function to divide both of these columns. Then on a Mac, you hold down the command button. I'm not sure what it is on Windows. It's probably the shift if I had to guess. And then you press the slash for divided by. So the roundabout cost here is $3.11 per ounce. This is really great information to have, of course, not only when factoring your price for everything, but just for kind of seeing which of your fragrance oils are the most and least expensive. Let me just show you like a quick cut, because I understand that this feels like it's going to take up a lot of time, but once you get it done, like the initial one, it goes by really fast, and then the spreadsheet itself starts having like memory functions that you can do. So let's go shave and a haircut. This one's from Brambleberry. I ordered this on 11/1. I am gonna make this up just because I don't have it written down, but let's say 4 ounces, the total I could guess was probably, I don't know, maybe like $16. We'll say that. So basically after you do your first set of functions, like the function we did here, what you can do is press the equal sign and see now it has remembered the same function that we did before. So as long as you're doing the same function, you just have to press enter and then you're good. So over here in my notes column, and you can repeat that as many times as needed. So over here in the notes is usually where I'll write had a 20% off coupon, or I used a gift card, or this was a sale item, something like that, just to kind of explain. So next time I go to order, I'm not like, wait, why is it so cheap this time, but it's more expensive, kind of things like that. Reorder, I just do a yes or no. I love this fragrance, I will definitely order it again. And then of course your fragrance oils have about a year shelf life. So this one's going to expire in 10/20/24. Most of your solid ingredients will have like an actual, not a shelf life, but will have an actual expiration. So that's really good to track over here as well. Now let's move down to liquid raw ingredients. Again, it's pretty much the same format, distilled water. This one, get at Target, 5. The bottle size is, it was 1 gallon, but I do everything in ounces just because it makes it easier. So here's where knowing those conversions you learned back in high school comes into play. So 1 gallon is 128 ounces, and the cost for that was $1.35. There was no shipping, of course, but I did charge my, like, obviously I did account for the tax of the item. Foaming bath whip. This is from Wholesale Supplies Plus. The last one I ordered was actually 12/1. I ran out way faster. And you know what? Let me make sure I put the year in there as well. Oops. Oh, all right. So here we have like a little error because I entered it incorrectly. So whenever you see this, don't panic. Just delete what's in that box and restart your function. There we go. Let's take a quick break there. So I've gone through and added essentially everything I need to just show you an example of how you can calculate your cost per good, okay? So again, here are just a few things we added to our template. Now, what if you are looking to figure out your cost per goods or cost per making one of your products, these are the sheets I recommend for that. It is included on the template. The easiest thing I have found is to fill out this base recipe box. It just really honestly saves a lot of time when you're doing like your individual or your different variations of products. So over here in the base recipe box, whatever your ingredients are, add them in here. Then the amount for the recipe. The only thing you're not going to add in here is any exfoliant, colorant, if you have like your fragrance oil, any specialty things that you might add to like that particular bar, those are going to be separate over here. So if you use the same base recipe every time you make, then this will be perfect. So I went ahead and added these things. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the same function that we did before, but just kind of go through the different sheets to figure out the cost per ounce and the total amount for each recipe. So the first item is the Lots of Lather Quick Mix from Brambleberries. So you select the box, press command, or you press equal because we're going to figure that out. Now, instead of dividing, we're actually going to multiply the amount used of that item. All right, so when you're using your base recipe, essentially what you're going to do is pretty much copy and paste these cost per ounce, and then we'll multiply them to get the total in the recipe. So all you have to do is select in the box, press the equal button, go over to whatever sheet your ingredient is on, and then it has carried over. You can, as long as you have like a function already started, you can carry over between any of these sheets that are in the same template. So the cost per ounce of the quick mix is this cost right here, and we're just going to press enter and it'll take us right back. So the cost per ounce of the quick mix that we already had calculated is this amount here. Then to find the total in the recipe, we're just going to press equal. It has already done like its smart function selection, and we just want to make sure that this is correct and that is right. We want to multiply the cost per ounce by the amount in the recipe to give us the total amount in recipe. Okay, now before I used to just be like, okay, it's 26. I would like refer back to this and be like, okay, 26 cents, perfect. Let me go back into my soap sheet and just type in 26 cents. But you don't want to do that because all of these add up. You want to get the most precise number that you possibly can. Okay, selected. The function has gone over there. Now this is trying to fill it in with the next row of the liquid raw, but we don't want that. So we're going to shuffle back to solid and make sure we're holding down command and press enter. Okay, so there we go. Our rose water, the cost per ounce. distilled water, cost per ounce. All right, now we'll just make sure we get all these together. Okay, now so the cost per loaf of soap is $15.19 to make each of these. Well, this is just, again, the base recipe, 10 bars. So the base recipe, what I like to do for the base recipe is I just put the total right here. I don't calculate the ounce and the amount used because this right here is making us 10 bars or one loaf the same way this is making us 10 bars or one loaf. So I just put that total in here. Then for fragrance oil, we're going to, oh shoot, I can't remember. Okay, I'm just gonna plug in some numbers. So we're gonna say that seems like a lot. So we'll just say it's 2 ounces. Sorry about that, I totally forgot. So the amount used here, there's no function. It's just the amount, however much you use in your recipe. So that is 2 ounces. Then here, I'm gonna put 0.10 ounces. We use 1 heat wrapper, which is in a unit, not an ounce, and there is no exfoliant. So let's cost per ounce our fragrance oil. So this yields 10 bars and they're each 4 ounces, just FYI. The total is, the function for finding out the total is to press equal, and then if you command plus, then command, you just add all of these together. Oops, I don't know what I just did a moment ago. Okay, well, things are going haywire, so please, hopefully you don't mind that that's a little more zoomed in because I feel like I'm going to ruin the clip if I try and figure it out. So the cost of making this entire loaf of soap of 10 bars is $21 to make the entire example loaf. To find the cost per bar, you just do equal this here, the total amount, and divided by however much you made. So this is 10 ounces here. It costs, according to this example here, I'm sorry, it's 10 bars. So however much it is that you make is what you're going to divide it by. So here we can see that the cost per bar is $2.18 if you round 19 cents. Okay, excellent example here. You can repeat the same thing. And that, my friends, is where I will leave you, okay? Now, of course, there are platforms that you could use to kind of do all of this a little more automatically, but me personally, I have used them and they are wonderful, but I like the control that I get by using Google Sheets. So, of course, if you're interested in one of those other platforms that does it in a more automatic way, definitely check them out because I would recommend, if you like control over absolutely everything going on, then you're going to want to do a Google Sheets. Now, this template is available to download. It's free to download in the description box below. If you're interested in downloading, just go down to the link. It's in the top of my description, and all you have to do is put in your email address so we have somewhere to send your template form to, and then you'll be able to use it as your very own Google Doc. Just make sure when you download it that you save a copy for yourself and you use the copy, not the original. If you're using the original, then other people, as they download it, they will be able to kind of manipulate your numbers or delete them or, you know, whatever. So you want to make sure that you're working in a copy that you save for yourself, just to keep all of your information private and safe from accidental deletion. And that's going to be where we end today's video. Coming up, I've got some really exciting videos about platforms with dead sales, pricing your inventory. Just through this journey, I have also started a new Instagram. It is not an Instagram for my retail website, but it is actually an Instagram like more business hub-esque, like we kind of talked about at the beginning of the video. So hopefully I see you over there. Drop a comment, say hi, let me know that you came from YouTube. I'd love to chat more, and I'll see you next week.